So hi everyone, I still don't have a podcast intro because I am still having no technology, so it's a bit of a challenge at the moment over here, but nonetheless, cracking on, recording the podcast, so you know how it is. So I'm just so thankful you tuned in once again. Today's guest is amazing, and I'll kind of talk a little bit more about her in a moment. What's new with me? Well, I have recently been dog sitting, which has been fun, but it's like challenging. One of the dogs escaped, and it was just, it's been a whirlwind, let's put it that way. Yeah, and I I have been going through some real shifts, especially with my business, really bringing it back to the food freedom, overcoming disordered eating, and really giving women the tools to overcome that for good. And that is really what I thrive doing. And one of the tools, of course, is my astrology, but I have many tools. I have Reiki, essential oils, health coaching, and of course my Modern Goddess online program. And I am so excited about this program because it's just a group of gorgeous, lovely women, and this next round is going to start March the 25th. And it's going to use astrology and Reiki. It's a lot of root cause, holistic way of looking at how we can finally overcome disordered eating, body shame, and really get away from yo-yo diets and actually finally start thriving again, because this has been one of my biggest challenges in my own life, but it's also been my biggest power, and it gives me so much joy to be able to empower other women to do the same, in in a way that is actually long lasting. And the best part about it is there's no nutrition or diets or restriction. It's all about getting you back in tune with your body, knowing that the wisdom is there. And of course I refer on to particular nutritionists and dietitians, and other services where needed, because some people like that. But this course is for women that are fed up because they have read every single diet book. They've read all the diet protocols. They've tried everything. They've been keto, paleo, vegan. They've been carnivore. They've done everything. They've tried all the Weight Watchers and Slimming World under the sun, but they still feel like nothing really gets to the roots of why they're stuck in disordered eating ways and how they can actually overcome this for good. And so this course, I am so excited about it, and you can jump on this course. It's March the 25th, and we start, but you can actually start signing up now. There are only limited spaces. I don't like the group to be too big because I want to give you lots of one-to-one time, but this course it's definitely changing. I'm revamping it, so it's going to be really focused in for you guys, and there's also the girls in the course that have already they've already like done the course and are in the group, but it doesn't mean that they won't be doing it again because I'm going to create so much more content. So it's a really nice community of women, and you can work through it at your own pace, at your own leisure. It's a 4-week course, but like I say, lots of women work through it at their own pace, and it has a live coaching course that we will all do together. I'm sharing like a lot of information in that group. In the coaching course, you can ask me anything. I'm super excited. So I really, really would love you to be on this round of the course. Saturn is moving into Aquarius in March, so it's a great time to do it. We're really going to be moving forward into the new paradigm come March. So if you've tried everything to overcome your disordered eating and yo-yo dieting, and you're still stuck in body shame, you feel restricted, then this is the course for you. So definitely, if you want to come on the course, Of course, come on. And of course you don't have to. You can still book in your astrology and Reiki and tarot with me. And of course I'll be happy to share that with you as well. You know me. I have many skills that I've learned throughout my own healing journey. But I'm pretty intense on all the things that I love. So, you know, for me to be able to share them with you, what an honour. So yeah, don't be afraid to head over to my website, and you know, if you would like to have a pick, have a look at my selection and book in, because honestly astrology answers so many questions, you know. And really I just love sharing these things because they're great tools we can have to really step into our power. So today's guest, just be mindful that the start of this podcast, the volume's low. This is my fault because I was using a different software. Because obviously I'm doing like... Hang on a second, there's something weird happening with the dog. Oh, I'm eating a bone. Yeah, because I was using a different software because obviously my laptop's like in for repair. So yeah, I just want to, you know, bear that in mind, that it could be a bit quiet at the beginning and then suddenly halfway through I start to turn the volume up. So today's guest is Stevie. Now Stevie is a beautiful woman. I met her at the Buddha Bros Christmas festival, and she has a vintage clothing store and brand called Second Seconds. Her store is online, but she'll tell us more about that as we go into the podcast. But I asked her on because immediately she just has this amazing, down-to-earth, lovely vibe and just a way about her which I think really, I guess, just reminded me of being a total goddess. And I'm not saying nobody else makes me feel that way, but there's just certain people who resonate with you. And when I met her, I was like, this girl is great. And we got on like a house on fire. But I think we have a lot of the Scorpio Taurus energy that we share. And honestly, like, those things count, you know. As synastry, we got some serious going on. And believe it or not, when I podcasted with her, it was only the second time that I'd met her, and you'd think we'd known each other for a while. And it was such an honour to just hear her story and hear all about her views, and we talk about all sorts of things. We obviously talk about her vintage clothing brand, which you should absolutely check out. I know I'm going to get stuck in. But we talk about lots more than that. So, you know, the dog's about to bark at me. Why? The dog's talking to you also. I'm going to let you go. And without further ado, before the dog blasts your ears off, please welcome to the podcast, Stevie from Second Seconds. Agree with what you're saying, because like I've got friends that have been in my life, and like they're newer friends, and like because the relationship has started so intensely, they've got used to talking like every day, and that's not my style. Like I send messages, and when I do, it's like meaningful, and I love phone conversations. Like I could talk on the phone like maybe 1 or 2 hours a week when I'm not driving and when I'm walking. But yeah, I've got friends that literally like, because the contact style hasn't like been the same, I've lost them. And it's upset them, and it's bad because it ends up hurting them, and it fills you with shame, and you're in like a shame perpetuation cycle with your mates, and it's not nice. And so like what you're describing is like when you've got that love language conflicts in friendships, I think it's even more problematic than close relationships, because in close relationships you both go, well, hang on, how are we trying to do this? And you're kind of conscious of it. With friendships, different. And I've got a friend, we can not talk for weeks and weeks. I've got 2 or 3 now, and I've asked those in from the universe specifically because that's my contact style. But when we speak, we're still super close. It's not like I've wronged them in any way. I can say, look, I've been through this shit. I was really ill. You know, he's one of them. I'd been in hospital, nearly bloody died with the, you know. And then she was like, oh wow, like I'm so sorry, I didn't know, but you know, it didn't. I wasn't offended, like. And also, if she knew I was ill, she'd check in every few days, like, how are you? And I'd be like, do you know what? I'm really not great. And she's like, can I do something? I'd be like, do you know what? You can't. But they ask him. But now she knows, like. And my other friends, they would ask and check in. I had one that we don't speak much, but when I'm in a place of need, she speak loads. And she'll be like, how are you today? And that's nice.
Yeah, that is nice. No, that is nice. And I think it's hard as well with love languages, I always feel, because like, going back to you and Alex, you'll buy Alex a smoothie because that is the way you want to say, I love you. Look, I was in the shop and I thought I'll treat you to this smoothie.
With my finance money.
Exactly. But he doesn't care, that's not his love language, fine, but actually he, like, going forward, then he should know that it's your love language and you're not going to stop doing that. Like, why should you change the way you give love just because it's not the way he wants to receive it? So but when he receives
acknowledge.
So when
he does acknowledge,
like,
he says he shouldn't have, or
he's
like, oh, I don't really like. He never says at the time, I don't like presents.
Yeah.
But I say, that's really kind, thank you. You can see.
Yeah.
But actually now I'm not going to waste my money on him.
Yeah.
Because you don't care, so it's all right.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I suppose. Like with Dan, I do. Oh, I'm a bit weird anyway, but I'll do things that he's not asked about, and he didn't get it to begin with, and I didn't get it, and then we've spoke about it a bit. Oh well, not recently. This was at the start of the relationship. So now, if I was like, oh, I've seen these new marshmallows in the shop that are vegan. I thought we could try them. Class. And Dan would probably be like, I hate marshmallows. You spent £2.50 on this. I don't want it. He'd go, oh yeah, thanks. Shall we sit down after tea with a cuppa and eat them? And and I know he doesn't care, but it's still, I don't know, helps me.
But he's saying, I'm understanding you and where you're at.
Exactly. But we do it vice versa, really. But I'm not actually sure what Dan's love language is, to be honest.
This is why I'm saying that test. Like, I just said, because I wanted to do this needs exercise, which is so good. It's one of the best exercises that couples can do. That consciously want to keep understanding each other, because you can try and love someone fine, but it's not ever. Don't try and love them. Try and understand them. Yeah. That's the difference. If someone's like, I love you, and you're like, but you can't see me, how is it going to work? So it's really interesting, that exercise. I'll put it on my website. It's just so good. And it lists all your needs, but it's a bit longer. And sometimes that's like, I've noticed in my relationships, every man has been reluctant to do it. I don't know why. And it's something that I'm like, I would love you to do this for me, but maybe in time they'll do it. But I've done it once in a relationship, and actually not this relationship, my relationship before, and we did it, and I would refer back to the list and say, but you said on 10 out of 10 this was important, that I did this thing, and he's like, oh yeah, that's changed now. Yeah. And that's okay. Yeah. But you're like, well, can you see from what you've told me how I can look after you? And then list their needs on 1 to 10. And so your need might be, even though it may not be important to you, I want you to celebrate the small wins in the supermarket, and just go with it. And that could be like 5 out of 10 important, but and it's really interesting. But that's why the love language thing, it's like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I sent it to Alex, and I was like, look, if you've got 5 minutes, please do this. And then it helped me see, quality time, acts of service, and words of affirmation, which to me I love, but they're not as important. Quality time, like, I can't help it if I'm with him and he even looks at his phone, I'm like, ow. And then I'm like, okay, calm down, like, he's got a lot going on, and I know that, but he's actually the same, like, he wants the quality time, so that's really interesting to know.
Because then it's kind of like, as well, how do you both approach that situation? Because is it like, well, when you see each other, you're chatting both on your phones, but then you set aside that time of, like, you put your phones in the bin?
We do. Yeah. And he's conscious of that. He'll even say sorry after he's on your phone. I'm like, it's really fine.
But I hate that, because when they say sorry, I'm like, oh, it's fine. But then when they don't say sorry, I'm like, what are you doing?
Because you're saying that because sorry means I'm aware of my behaviour. Doing it anyway, but actually this was important in my world. And then you saying it's okay, saying I acknowledge your apology and I see that it's important. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you don't want to say all that, because you're like, I'm now a therapist.
Yeah, and we took this evening to a different dimension that it didn't need to be.
And it can be like, I love crystal clear communication, and I'm an arse with it, but it really helps me because everyone knows where they stand. I was going to say, like, there was something you said about phones. Yeah, what me and Alex do is because he is so busy with, I hate the word busy, aren't we, and full in his diary and has a lot of demands on his time. And I'm the same, like, I need time alone. I'm a projector in human design, and they don't have a lot of energy. Human design's really cool, but they don't have a lot of energy, and I don't want to see him maybe after I've done a full-on day. Maybe the days I don't want to, like, I might not want to shave for a whole week or something, and just for me, I want to be a slob that week, or I want to, and I could do that around him, but I don't want to, or things like I don't want it to become transient, because it's so early on in the relationship, and it's fine for it to be transient and be in each other's company, but when we meet, it's like dedicated time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Rather than being together for the sake of being together, which is also fine.
No, I completely get what you mean. Yeah.
But I'd rather not see him than see him like at the end of a long day, a la Monday, where he wasn't in his best frame of mind, and that's okay as well.
Yeah, because then it's not quality time. You're just two people who are together, but you're not spending time together. Yeah, I do completely get that.
There you go. I'm recording already.
I did notice you were recording, and I was like...
I noticed your body language changed you noticed.
Well, I noticed, and my body language changed. I'll talk about anything, but when you just think, oh God, actually, was there anything that I spoke about that maybe I shouldn't have? But then I was like, not that I care anyway, but you know what I mean.
I'm always funny with that line. So when you mentioned Dan, I was like, I think where she goes with it, I'll tell her I'm recording in a second, because there's some things I don't know how to edit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can put my podcast intro on, which sadly, because my laptop's broke, it's an absolute nightmare. I haven't got my podcast intro because my ex made it, and I can't get it back from him, so I've lost it all. The laptop's been wiped. I'm borrowing my grandma's, and
is this your grandma's laptop?
Yeah, so it's actually, it's good. Battery life's really bad, so I'm actually realising how good mine is.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, like, bless her, she lent it me, but every podcast now doesn't have an intro, and I can't edit on this software, I've got no idea how. So normally I just lump the intro on, and I can't cut, so we'll just leave things unedited, which is fine.
Well, I can show you something in a bit, but I won't talk about it on the podcast because I don't feel like people want to know how to edit there. But I will tell you afterwards.
Maybe you should do a YouTube tutorial.
Oh no, it's not enough for a YouTube. It's just quite simple. It's how I edit things. It's like cut and paste together on the...
You see, I couldn't find the tools on here, so you will have to show me.
Okay, I'll show you, but
I'm worried that I'll cut and paste and then actually no, because I'll just do Command Z. That's probably my most frequently pressed key. Undo. Shit, undo. Like, when you just type something on my blog and then the whole thing disappears, I'm like, oh. Command Z. Oh.
I love that. It's like a little tap on the Z as well. You're on Command Z. And it's just like in hope that it all comes back up. Oh, thank God.
So you need to introduce... So this is what Alex said. Guess who we got on the podcast tomorrow? And he's like, who? And I'm like, and he's just like, so, because he knows my podcast about periods. It's woman stuff in it. But it's really interesting. And spirituality and astrology. Yeah.
No, I'm a fan of the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, though, I get lost in it and they'll speak about things that I don't know. And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, shit, that's good info. Because if I lose you, that's not great.
No, you don't lose me. But I'm just like... when you're like listening and I'm understanding, but I'm also like, I also don't know this bit. So hopefully... I'll get it at some point by keep listening.
A few times. This is why these podcasts are fun, to just get people out. And the reason, I said, well, because she's a woman who's taken the plunge to move away from, like, okay, for people listening to the podcast, there's dogs jumping. Okay. And if they bark, if you've got earphones on and you're listening, if there's a bark and your eardrums bleed and you have to go into hospital or something because a car comes past, I am not liable. Okay, so there you go. But yeah, I was like, well, she's a woman that's taken the plunge. She's got her own like whole concept and brand. Like, I'll let you talk about it. But I was like, she's literally like a modern goddess, and he's like, I don't even think he was listening, bless him. Because when I go off on why women are amazing, he gets it. But he probably thinks I'm very overinflated with it. I don't care then.
No,
so,
definitely, don't care. But...
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So, introduce yourself. So firstly, what's your name?
You know what? I didn't even. This is
I'll ask
so
you some
bad.
good
I did not
questions.
like a plan for this podcast
No,
at
you
all because I
shouldn't.
just thought
You
there's
don't
no
need
point
to.
in me coming in and being like, my name is Stevie Newton-Jones and I... The only thing I did worry about was I do realise I speak quite fast.
No, don't worry.
So if the listeners, if you can't understand me, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do.
They're mostly in the States.
Even worse. Well,
they've got our lovely accent. They must think that this is what people in England sound like.
Well, it wasn't the States. I went to Canada and I spoke to people and they were like, what? Like, what language are you speaking? Where
English.
are you from? I was like, England. And they were like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yeah, I really am.
They're probably like, she's a Polish immigrant or something. Yeah, mad.
Well, introduction. My name's Stevie and I run a vintage and second-hand clothing business called Second Seconds online, www.secondseconds.shop, or you can find me on all relevant forms of social media if you're interested.
Yeah, and I'll link it in the show notes, so don't worry too much.
I'll
get you to send me a bio, because I haven't done that and I need a picture.
After every time I talk about Second Seconds, I'm like, at www.secondseconds.shop.
You should do a little jingle. 07884 1066.
Was that the Hastings?
Yeah. And then the other one, cousins! It was so dramatic.
Yeah.
So in England, we have like really shitty adverts. So much more than just a furniture store. Cousins! I was like, I've never been. And you still haven't convinced me. It's called Cousins.
I used to love the Yop advert.
I don't remember that one.
It's a song that I'd have to sing, and I'm not going to do that.
You're not comfortable with that yet?
Not on the podcast, because I'm comfortable with being a bad singer in general. But I'm not going to just broadcast it willy-nilly. But I'll sing it to you, and you could leave a link for the listeners if they want to listen to the Yop advert. Yeah,
I feel like we won't get many click-throughs apart from me adding it as my ringtone.
What would we do? Yeah, if we actually did put like the YouTube link to the Yop advert. Yop advert was like 1 million views, one day.
Well, I could believe it, because have you seen that freaking cucumber?
Oh, I love that. Vitamins, minerals, very high number. Yeah. Oh, I love it, yeah.
Stick it on your eyes, revitalise, cucumber. Right, I'm going to link that in the show notes.
Oh, God, we've gone on a proper tangent.
This is why I love podcasting, because there'll be someone out there who's listening and having a great time.
Well, these are the kind of podcasts that I like, though, just like listening to people just...
Fly in the wall.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Absolutely love it.
So, what got you into... Talk me through, firstly, how you decided and came to the decision to open a vintage clothing brand, and did you always know you were going to do that? Often people don't. But did you always know that's what you wanted to do? Just talk me through that decision, and where were you at the time, and what did it emerge from?
So it was basically it's a long story now. I'm thinking.
Well, you've got to give us the story.
Right, full detail backlog. It was when I was at college.
How old were you then?
So you leave school at 16. I went to sixth form, failed sixth form, so that would have been 17. So I was 18 and 19 at college, but it was my first year, so let's say I was 18. And I'm 24 now. I had to think about that. I still think I'm 22. It's a bit embarrassing.
29. I still think I'm 16.
You're like, how old are you? 18? No, but so I was 18, and I think that's when like Depop and things like that, and definitely ASOS Marketplace came quite big. Yeah, so I was like, oh right, I'm gonna get on that. So I started selling like a few bits. It wasn't.
Where did you find them? Charity shops.
Yeah, charity shops. And what I used to do and what I often do now is kind of look at, so nerdy. Well, it's not nerdy, but like look at catwalk trends and like look on Instagram and see what people are wearing now. And if like if everyone's wearing green jumpers, I'll go on eBay and I'll type in green jumpers, and that is my tricks at the trade. I shouldn't have told you, because now you're not going to buy from me.
Yeah, but people who don't want to do, honestly,
yeah, people don't want to do it.
I'll only do if it's for myself. I can find anything on eBay I've seen on the high street that's been out of store for like 5 years, and I'm like, I want that. And I'll be like, Zara dress, and I'll find it, and they'll find the code, and then someone will have put it on eBay.
They would have well. But that's what I used to do, and it was mainly jackets. I did sell other things, but it was kind of like vintage jackets and things, because I love jackets and coats.
I do love jackets.
They're really my thing. You know, like most people, you know, shoes, bags, jackets. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did that. But then it was only for a bit, and it was a weird time in my life because, full disclosure, Mum was poorly, bit of a dickhead boyfriend, was working like 20 hours a week while also being at like college,
Your mum
blah,
was?
blah, blah. Yeah.
Or you were working 20 hours a week?
I was working 20 hours a week. Mum was poorly.
Oh, was she still working at the time?
No, she was... I feel like I'll say it, but it's deep. Like she had cancer.
Okay.
So she was ill. She was dealing with that.
So
I was dealing with that. Yeah, exactly. So I just like that was by the by, and I don't know. The only reason I did it was because it was all ASOS Marketplace and things. Like I said, all that was out. You know, it was quite trendy to do. Did you start it
while she was ill?
No, I started
before and then stopped.
Before, then stopped because she was poorly, and then. But it wasn't just that reason. I think like there was a load of just different things going on, and in the end, you know, you just like I could physically do it. I probably physically had the time to do it, but I didn't like care to do it. Like, you know, you got other things going on, so that went by the by. But I really liked it when I did it. I think there's something to be said of like, you know, when you get a notification you've sold something, it's literally like crack to me. Like,
when I get that email that someone's ordered astrology, I'm like, woo!
Yeah, it's like, yes!
Because someone believes in you.
Yeah, exactly. But at that time I was working at a pub. And then while I was in my last year of uni, I moved and I worked for my cousin's company, which is kind of like buying things in bulk and selling it on eBay and Amazon. And I got a taste of what like buying and selling and like the different sides of it, the more professional sides, more business orientated sides. And then I just thought, oh, you know what? I really like doing it. I'm just going to do it. Because I'd go into charity shops anyway and literally I'd buy things in the hope that my mum might want it. I think, like, oh, that's your size and that's really nice. So I just, that's the way it came about for me. And also as well, during uni, I learned a lot about like the fast fashion industry and all that sort of stuff. So like I now really make a conscientious effort. That's the right word, isn't it? To only buy second-hand and vintage clothes and definitely try and not buy from fast fashion sites. So I thought it just all kind of made sense. It all like filters into seconds. So that was that. Yeah, that's the story. I don't think there's anything else to add to it. But yeah, not that interesting, but still
it
gives you a flavour.
So I want to dig into like, because when we met, you were talking about this whole Pluto-Saturn transit. Do you remember? And you were saying, I feel like, I can't remember what you were saying, but like you need to take a big leap with the business or something.
Yeah. So it was basically, so that was December, wasn't it? And I'd been talking to my boyfriend about it, Dan, bless him. And like, so that was in December, and since October with it, it's like there's just been something like bubbling away in me, like just... You know, like I can't explain it apart from bubbling away, and then like the bubbling's getting bigger. And I found myself like not even my mind, but like my body just like rejecting certain things. And this is going to sound a bit mean, and I hope my cousin, who was my old employer, isn't listening. But it would be like I'd be like kind of just rejecting going to work. I loved going to work. I enjoyed doing it. I definitely enjoyed the company. But you know, when your body's just like no.
Yeah, because it's telling you it's not right.
But, like, it wasn't, because Dan was like, well, why don't you do it now? So, when we spoke about it, it would have been, like, late November. And I was like, no, it's the new year. And I'm not a new year, new me, New Year's resolution person at all. So, it was weird to me that it was, like, literally January. That's the cut-off point for the old stuff. And then moving forward with the business. So
okay, so what changes are you making? And that must have taken courage, because you're leaving society tells you, and I'm going through this, trade time for money. I sound like a fucking abundance mindset magic course advert, but it says trade your time for money. You need a normal job, air quotes. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. And that fear actually rides in us all, even if we're conscious.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
So, talk me through like how that decision was, like from November to January. What did you go through?
Well,
was it mainly excitement, or was there fear, or
it sounds
did you keep it quiet?
So privileged, and I am privileged, but not in a. I'm privileged, like, and not realising.
You're aware that you have.
Yeah, but I'm not like, I'm definitely not from money or anything like that. It's not that kind of thing of like, I don't know, my mum and dad both earn 200 grand a year and my boyfriend's rich or anything like that. But I'm still privileged in other ways, and that being like my mum and dad are just kind of like, yeah, do what you want. Like my mum's more or less literally like, you know, you might die. Like I did.
She's got that perspective.
Exactly. And then my dad's just like, yeah, you've just got to try those things, because I think my dad.
That's so good.
Yeah, well, my dad's quite right. Everyone's clever. I have this thing, like, everyone's clever. I hate describing people as smart or clever or intelligent, because we all are. Like, that's what makes the world work.
Yeah.
But my dad, I think, when he was younger, he could have like aced his A-levels or whatever they were then. But like, he thinks he's too cool for school, didn't. And he's smart academically, I would say. And he's worked his whole life working shifts in a foundry, which is a very good job. Like you know, an amicable job. That's the word, not amicable.
What's a foundry?
Foundry, so he like melts aluminium basically. So,
yeah. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Skilled workers,
exactly.
Man.
But I think he sometimes thinks, oh, I did that because that was just available at the time because I wanted money. And I think like a lot of like older people do look back and think, you know what, I wish I just did something when I was young. And I think Mum says the same, because Mum she worked at like a local video shop, and then she worked at a special needs school being the dinner lady. And then she got her TA qualifications and she was a TA. But she's always said, I was happy working at the video shop and I would have done that for life. I do not care what anyone else says, as long as you're happy. Yeah. So then I spoke to Dan about it. And Dan's in like, there's a privileged position there because like he owns his own house and things like that, which again sounds very like, you know, when you see people on the internet, they're like, this is how you can own your own house by the time you're 25 or something, and actually their parents gave him a load of money. Okay.
Carry on.
No, it's not like that. He's a real big saver. Like, decent job. He's a plasterer,
do you know what? Those
but real
people
big
are
saver.
the unsung heroes of life, because I have never been in a position to save.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, those people that have.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I like about him. He's always been in a position where he can save, and has. Whereas there's some people who are in a position where they can save, but they don't, if that makes sense. Like, and there's nothing wrong with buying new trainers or whatever all the time. No,
it's just what you value.
Yeah, exactly.
And you like those values about him.
So, and I think he wanted me to move in because his love language is a bit more... like, he hates coming home, and if I'm not there or anyone's not there, he's just like alone. He does not like that. So he was like, oh, I want you to come move in with me. And I was like, well, I can't really,
that's
because
big.
but I was like, well, I can't really, because if this is what I want to do, then financially for at least a year, I don't know where I'm going to be. And he was kind of like, well, I've been doing it for myself anyway, so there's no difference in you coming, and then that helps me. And then it helped me as well, because obviously the spare rooms, my little office and things now.
Oh my God, that's so lovely.
It is nice, and I think it just worked out well. Like, you know, when you just,
when you're an entrepreneur, you need that space that's not, I think, depending on you, that's not the childhood home space.
Yeah.
And like being in that space, it's a new space, new start, new year. But you have that space, and like his support, if you didn't have that, if you didn't have support, it may have looked very different.
Yeah.
You might have still just been half-heartedly doing it
Yeah, if I didn't have Dan's support, I probably wouldn't be doing it because I need.
Why do you think that is?
I need confirmation from people, and getting it from my parents just won't do, because I do realise that a lot of people don't have the privilege of having nice parents at all, and luckily I have nice parents who support me in whatever I want to do.
That's so lovely.
I could say, nothing wrong with this, but
be a
stripper, yeah, and they'll be like, all right then, fine, just do what you want to do. But because they've always been that way, I do take it for granted. So when they're saying you're doing well, you're on the right track, I just think, well, you always say that. So how is it true, or how is it not true?
And generation, they're different. They're not maybe in the lay of the land like we are now, because we're the fucking generation that the baby boomers have fucked over. Sorry if there's a baby boomer listening, but let's be honest, you could work a TA job and one of you could work like part-time at a bloody, I don't know, and somehow you manage to get a mortgage.
Yeah, exactly.
And then our generation, it's like to rent is crippling.
Oh God, it's absolutely. Oh God. Well,
trust me, man.
That's just a different conversation altogether, isn't it?
Yeah,
oh God.
I'm going down that route, but it just it upsets me. And the thing is, as an entrepreneur, these are all limitations. It's not as easy, Thank God that you still have those safety nets, because without those safety nets, you are blessed. But it doesn't mean that you couldn't do it on your own. But it just makes it like the universe goes, here you go, here's a nice easier route.
Yeah.
But it wasn't easy because you had that whole thing with your mum, so it's not like you've not had your karma. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is the thing that I often think about. I always think, well, I've had it so easy.
No.
And I'm like, well, I've not had it so easy because, say, I've had all the pieces of the jigsaw, but I've had to put that jigsaw together for it to become, I'm doing seconds, if that makes any sense. Whereas some people can have all the pieces of the puzzle and still not do anything with it, which is also fine. And then I think, well, you know what, I deserve it because I went through shit. And there's still things that happen in life now, like anyone, where there's different things going on in my family as well now. And when you're just still going through shit. Not really bad stuff, but you think, oh God, another one.
Well, it's life, isn't it?
Yeah, such is life, really. But I just think, oh, you know what, I deserve it. I at least deserve a year to try it out, and that's all it is, really. And I'd rather try it out and then go not work. And I would never feel ashamed if it didn't work. I'm not that type of person. When some people are too afraid to do it in case it doesn't work.
Well, and then that's me.
Yeah. No,
that's
see,
been me up until 29. Yeah.
But no, I've just never been that way. So
do you? That's really interesting because you persevere, and that's a good quality in business. Do you have goals? Do you set in human design, and I think you have the type of manifestor you are, and so there's some manifestors who are specific and some who are non-specific.
Yeah.
And so how you manifest is really important because it actually shows how the universe is going to give it you. And I just wondered if you set goals or you avoid setting goals, or...
It's a weird one, and it's really interesting you should bring it up because I was only thinking about it last night because I found at the start of the year I tried to do a manifestation sheet, spider diagram and things like that.
Yeah, vision board type thing.
Yeah, and I remember doing it and I was just writing it down, and it's all the ideas for anything in life, not even just a vision board or whatever, ideas will whir around in my head, but as soon as I go to write it down I'm not interested anymore. My mind just suddenly clears. So when people say oh, if you're really angry, or you should journal or diary, and I love the idea of doing that, but anytime I go to do it, I write the first line, I'm like, well, it's completely left me now, and I'm all right, and or I don't need to do it. It's strange. But
I don't journal.
No,
I've worked through shitloads of trauma.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with me, I just like last week. I thought, oh, you know what? I need to take eating seriously in terms of the food that I'm putting in my body. I can't just wake up and have potato waffles and then potato waffles again at lunchtime and then have my tea. Just get a grip with yourself. But I think about it, but I don't overtly do it. I don't think no potato waffle today. I just don't, because I've been thinking about it, and like all week well, does that make any sense?
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
I'm like that. You've just got probably strong will. Few questions. Do you remember what your ascendant was? Did you have Scorpio in your chart?
I am.
Because I remember thinking, that's where you get your gumption from.
Yeah, I'm a
Libra.
Scorpio's my star sign.
That's fine. That's why then.
Yeah, and
because
then
you can literally just go boom.
I don't know all my stuff properly, but I'm a Scorpio,
worry,
and then is it a moon rising sign? I think in Taurus. I think.
I know, because you've got your Taurus moon, wasn't it?
I think so.
And that's why you need the comfy socks in the house.
Yeah.
Because Taurus, you need to be connected to the earth, so shoes are pointless. You need the socks for the warmth and the comfort. Moon is the home.
Right, well, now I know. Now I know. So if anyone tries to say, why do you always want to wear socks? I'll be like,
Taurus moon.
Look, it's not up to me. I was born
this
way.
I was born this way. Yeah, literally. I was going to ask something, though, related to your goals, but I had to just ask that astrology question. So, yeah. So sometimes it's hard to set goals. And I actually wrote them down. I wrote them as a little note on the computer. I don't do no big ritual. I actually have, and I think I need to do more of it, sadly. But when I do, because I'm a specific manifester, it comes bang.
Yeah.
So I said a prayer the day before I met Alex. I lit a candle and I prayed to Venus on the hour of Venus on the Friday, and I said, Venus, just bring me the love, because I'm ready. Just fucking bring it now. Please, Venus, because I'm tired of being treated like a rat bag. And I put it out there and I prayed to Venus, and I did like some Venusian things. But it wasn't like a big hashtag, I'm going to put it on the internet and do a big spell. But it was a very specific direct action. And I said and I want to meet them by 2020.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think it was like October, and recently really broken up with my partner. And I was like, this is probably too soon. But I don't know if it's because you feel the energy and then you know you should do it, or whether you do it and then the energy comes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. And then literally the next day.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, and that was a specific manifestation.
Yeah,
but my
my
money manifestation, I've always been like, I would like this amount, and then I do that, and then it's very airy-fairy and it doesn't come. But in December, I said I want 13 astrology bookings, I want 12 Reikis, and it's going to make this much money. And it came. And I said in December.
Ooh.
But I didn't do it last month.
Yeah.
And I was wading through a heap load of Saturn return shit. And it's been the worst month financially. So my next question, we'll have to find out your human design and look what you are.
Right.
But I just wondered, are you purpose-driven or money-driven?
Interesting. I don't know. I would say I'm driven with, it's not money, it's things, but things that kind of have a purpose in a way. So I was like, last year, I was like, I need a new sofa. Me and Dan need a new sofa. It's going to happen. New sofa. There's a reason why we needed a new sofa, because our other sofa's too small. We can't cuddle on it lying down. That sounds a bit explicit.
This is a real Taurus problem, guys. This is a real Taurus problem.
I love that sofa. It was given to us by Dan's parents. It is actually nice. We've still got it, but we just wanted a more comfy one. We could both lie down, watch the telly, and it came. And it's not like, and
so it's material.
Yeah, but it's not like, I don't think, you know what, I want a Chanel bag and eyebrow lamination. That's like,
I do want eyebrow lamination.
I do want those things, but that's not the way. Yeah, I don't want to say no money, because I've probably got a little bit more money than some, and definitely I'm in the position of Dad to lend me 50 quid and he would. But I don't have that much money. But that's because whenever I get it, I'm like, right, I've got this money, so now I'm going to buy new rails for seconds, or I'm going to spend it on the business cards.
So it is money driven, and that's okay.
Yeah, I don't shy away from the fact that I am money driven. But it's not like, I'm going to get myself a BMW, Like, I'm
because
not...
you don't value it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the same as me. I'm really money driven, but the reason I'm money driven is because I want to plough it into creating more content, be able to open up more free avenues of learning, to employ people to work for me, so I can actually create more content. So someone's doing the shit I don't want to do. Do you see what I mean? So it's a benevolent way, but I still want money.
Yeah, well, I'm the same as you, I'd say, because I'm like, I want the money, but in the long run, the goals for the business are, like, it's not where I'd stop, but if I hit this point, I'd be like, this is what I've wanted. I want the business to expand. I want to get a shop in Wolverhampton, so to help create money circulation and job employment in Wolverhampton. That's the kind of goal.
Exactly the same
I want
as
Wolverhampton
me.
to be a destination for people, because I think that's what it deserves. Like, I want people to be like, oh, we've just had a weekend away in Wolverhampton. It's really nice.
You could have like the fashion students from Wolves Uni doing shit with you, like
that's
internships.
What I mean. And like, just if anything, like, I just want jobs as well. Like, I've got nieces and nephews. Like, I want them to be able to have a job where they can get whatever job they want. But if they need to work in Auntie Stevie's shop, then they can work in Auntie Stevie's shop part-time while they're at uni or whatever. And that kind of thing.
When do you want that by?
Oh, I don't know, though.
Give me a date. I'm feeling 2022 minimum.
I definitely want, weird. I definitely want a shop within 2 years. And that was on my little sheets that I seen from last year. Because I don't know, any sooner than that's too soon for me. Like,
because you want to enjoy the process. It's like, I want my retreat centre, and I want my therapy room, and I want my online thriving business. But at the end of the day, it's like, actually the process of getting the systems in place is also part of the fun, because it's like you're building this on your own.
Yes.
I love nothing more than going on my website and like, what's not working, or okay, that's not working, or creating a blog and being able to manage it as it is now. Because if you skyrocket to a shop and you've got none of the systems in place, you wouldn't be ready. You'd be like,
that's what I mean.
You'd boom too soon. It'll be a shoddy shit show, and then before you know it, you'll be on your back again. You know?
Yeah. Well, I said to Dan the other day, I was like, oh, you know what? If we won the lottery, not that I don't even do the lottery, so I don't know. No, I don't gamble. Yeah, I'd buy a shop outright, and and then I thought about it. I was like, well, actually, no, I wouldn't.
Rent.
I wouldn't even just go out straight away and do it, because I'm not ready to do it. If that makes sense, like, I don't know. Can't explain it.
Taurus, man, slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, that's why I don't really put like dates on things particularly, because I'm just like, it'll come to me when it comes to me. Like, it'll happen. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I need to see if you're a specific or non-specific manifestor live on the podcast, because you might need to put dates to it.
I might need. To be fair though, I have put a date to it, so I don't know. I
feel like half of you has, and half of you is like, oh, whenever, which is also fine.
I think there's something to be said though, if it gets to 2 years' time and I've not done it, then I don't want to beat myself up about it. So maybe I'm still falling back on that like safety net of but I always said it doesn't matter.
Taurus needs a safety net.
Yeah.
It needs that, and Scorpio needs that, because Scorpio is all about the archetype, but Taurus is all about security, the experience of beauty and pleasure and joy, and that's your moon. That's where you're coming from. So you're familiar with that. So it's actually familiar with you to stay steady and stay comfortable, and it's quite easy for you not to rush it. Had you be Scorpio moon, would be very different. The lesson would be, and Taurus sun, the lesson would be to learn to slow down, because Scorpio like, wow.
Yeah.
But with your Scorpio sun, it's asking you to push to the edge. Wherever Scorpio goes, it wants you to push to the edge. Scorpio is always about finding the edge. So if people aren't taking big risks as Scorpios, or their life isn't like your mum going through that process, as Scorpio, that's Scorpio school, because it's all about intensity and finding the edge.
Yeah.
And if you don't find it in those ways, it will find you.
Yes.
And you will have shit, and you will, this is why a lot of Scorpios are drug addicts, because they're constantly seeking intensity. So you do need to find the balance between, yes, I'm having that safety net, but also, can I really push the edge? And where is it this month? I can maybe edge. So maybe just putting a date to it and really going, no, I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Is a real way of seeking the edge.
Oh,
you know,
interesting.
you can say, I want it by this date,
yeah,
but can you show me confirmation, or do I really want it by that date? Well, why don't I? What's that in me that says no? It could be the past life, Taurus kind of moon, which is I think it's a great trait, because if you I've got loads of Capricorn, so I understand the slow and steady, but I can't imagine what it's like for people who haven't. Okay, remind me your date of birth.
8th of November.
Live on the podcast.
What if I've got it wrong? 1995. What if I've none of these things? What if I've
This is your human design.
Oh, okay.
So it's a blend of astrology, chakra system, I Ching, and it'd be interesting. You can go and look at this. What hour were you born?
Right, I don't know the exact, but Mum says she thinks it's 7:10 in the morning, or it like 12 minutes past 7. Like it was just about...
Yeah, don't worry about that. Where was it? In Wolverhampton?
Yes, Wolverhampton.
Calculate. Oh, you're a manifesting generator, and that's Alex is the same. So you're like a big percentage of the population, but no one type is better than another.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see. You're a non-specific manifester. I think. Right. Let me double check. So people listening to the podcast and getting up the human design chart, because when you do your human design, there's arrows at the top, and human design is a blend of like the I Ching, the Kabbalah, chakra system, astrology, and it brings up a chart, and it's easier than astrology for like you to get started. Oh. And let's see. You look at the arrows on your chart. There's like arrows on the chart. Wow. And the bottom right arrow, I'll put the link to how you see this actually in the show notes, is whether you're a non-specific or specific manifester. So if it points left, you're specific, I'm specific. But if it points right, you're non-specific. You are non-specific.
Oh, no way.
So what you can do as working in business, and which I do with a lot of my clients and stuff, is get them to look at their human design, and we work through and their astrology, but this is good. Type manifesting generator human design into YouTube.
Okay.
And then or sacral manifesting generator, because this is where you need to feel from. So everything for you is about feeling. Mm-hmm. So when you choose foods, it's about how does this make me feel? How is my body responding? And everything about you will come like, if I say, do you want a cup of tea? It'll be like, yes, no, it's like that. You can explore that more. And this is interesting because the incarnation cross is like totally unique. The profile is totally unique to you, 3-5. So you can look at that.
That's so interesting.
It's really interesting. You're actually like a mix of left brain and right brain, which is cool.
Yeah, you know what? Now I've always thought I was, and that sounds so. You could say anything.
I always
left. Knew I was, but I did always know that I was a mix of both.
I'm all left.
Oh, really?
And you wouldn't think it because I'm like spiritual and Reiki, but I'm all left, so everything is analytical.
No, I thought left was...
In human design, it's like,
are
you left or right?
Right,
it's
okay.
a bit different, but yeah, you are a mix. Anyway, so I'm not going to go into human design here, but this is just useful for you to look. You can get it on here, Jovian Archive. In fact, oh no, because this won't be a chart. Well, anyway, you can type it in. It's not hard.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I'll go have a mooch at that later tonight. I'll be doing Dan's as well, like sit down.
It's so good.
We're ringing his mum. When was your son born?
Yeah, and he could be like, there's 5 types, but then there's different energies. It's simple though to begin with, a bit more simple than astrology. But with your non-specific manifester, yeah, you can really throw it out there. Like, have a look at how your manifesting should work. I mean, I don't know if anyone listening knows, but non-specific, just you literally can give the universe many options.
Oh.
So future romantic partner, you can make a list for like the blonde beachy surfer type, or this as well as the other one, and it just stay loose with the attachment. So just go and then let it go.
That's interesting.
And then the universe gives you a menu.
Oh my God, that's so interesting.
But the magic is knowing what you want at the end.
Yes, yeah.
So visualise the sofa and the shop and say, bring it however. So you might get someone who comes to you, I want to invest in your brand and let's open a shop. And you might think, and then you go from your sacral, because manifesting generator, your strategy is to respond. And that's like, you've seen a gap in the market with fashion. So you've responded with your brand, whereas it's very different for me. I have to wait. You'd have to come to me and say, would you like to come and do this shop with me?
Yeah.
Because I'm a projector, I have to wait for the invitation.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, there really needs to be a shop in Wolverhampton. I wish there was a second-hand vintage shop, and you would say there's a need, and you would feel it in your body. Yeah, I'm going to respond with that. So yeah, it's interesting. And so when the universe brings those manifestations, if someone comes, I'm going to invest in this for you, you might think, okay, am I going to respond? Because it's one of the options, but you might feel in your sacral, in your body, as you said, with work, and your body's going, no, you have to respond to it, because it will just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so if you were to go with that person, your body might start to, especially as a manifesting generator, where you're like, yes, and then the body's going, because that's the generator part, it's a bit slower to catch up, and then you might really feel, actually, this wasn't the right choice. That's the one challenge for managers. You like plough ahead, and then you've got to slow down.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. So, and then the response might be, actually, I'm responding to that. It's not right for me because it doesn't feel right in my sacral. And then the universe will go, here's another option. Here's another option. It just serves them up. It's like a buffet.
Oh, I love that. Oh, and that goes with my, well, I don't know, my quote of life. Life is a buffet. That is actually what I always say.
I can't take buffets, too much choice. As a projector, I'm like,
yeah, you like too much.
Too much. I'd rather just someone say, would you like to eat this food specifically? I'm like, yes.
No, see, I love buffets, and I see my whole world as a buffet, so it is interesting.
Life is a buffet.
Life is a buffet.
Or a box of chocolates, and you never know what you're going to get. I do love choice, but choice actually is really difficult for me.
Yeah.
Because every choice that I make is based on my splenic authority, which is primal survival.
Oh, okay.
So I walk around the supermarket and it all feels like survival. I can't differentiate because it's all food. It's all going to help me survive. So I'm like, it's just no.
Right, yeah.
So I actually think how I make food choices now is, okay, am I moving much today? Maybe I'll eat carb. I actually have to go on the primal feeling when my body goes, it's like a caveman urge.
Yeah.
I'll see, like, I don't know, porridge, and I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, okay, and I go with that. But sometimes I'm like, no. And my body's like, don't eat now. When it's all about safety. It's really weird.
Oh,
Splenic is really hard, and you get it once. And when you miss it, you're like, I miss that.
No way. Yeah. That's interesting.
And it's really instant, like, Alex presented me with an idea yesterday, and I was like, yeah. And then my body's like, rah! And I was like, no. I said, sorry, it feels wrong.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why. I just know it's not right.
I do know what you mean. Like, sometimes it's just like, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm not telling you why, because I don't know. But,
and that's maybe that's quite sacral as well. Sometimes you don't need to know. But that's so interesting for you to look at.
No,
Human design, really interesting. Astrology. It's all on. I feel sorry for the people listening. Okay, so where are we? At 11 o'clock. It's going to be long.
A podcast in 2 parts.
A podcast in 2 parts. If only I could edit. No, people listen. I'm feeling like, okay. So let's get back to your stuff. So who is your ideal client? Like, if I'm going to go onto your website, what kind of things am I going to find? Because the problem I have is I love all vintage. Like, I can kind of dress quirky, so I'm a little kilt. I can wear the baggy trousers sometimes. But the problem I have is I just look like a sack of shit when I wear too many clothes that are vintage. I don't know. I'm not wearing something right when I want to be fashionable. I put my hoops. Look, do you know what I mean? I mean,
you look nice though. You do look nice now. When I came in, I thought, oh, you look nice. Like
this is my chilling gear.
Yeah. But I think there is something to be said. Like, some people can just do like I feel like Jazz, my friend Jazz.
She's so cute. I love her style. She wore this like she had this like lovely headband on the other day and like a cheerleader top.
Yeah.
Like a skirt. I thought, see, if I look like that, I look like a pleb.
Well, I'm the same. Like Jazz, you could just put her in, I don't know, some bizarre shirt, waistcoat, fluffy coat, baggy trousers, one of them turned
She'd
up.
look great,
and she'd just look so sick.
She's like an Aphrodite.
Yeah, but like I'm similar to you, where it's like that kind of one, maybe 2 pieces of clothing, like a funky trouser, but the top would have to be like
plain,
or a band t-shirt or something, but not like, like baggy trousers, sparkly top, caftan, hat. Like I
Yeah.
can't do all that. I'm the same as you. But I think for the clientele, really, it's hard now because I'm kind of just like putting clothes on and hoping for the best in terms of like someone can just see what they want and how they would style it and then they'd purchase it. But I do understand that a lot of people can't do that. Like a lot of my other friends, because I used to, well, I still do, obviously, shop a lot of charity shops. I'd be like, well, how do you always get those things from charity shops? 'Cause I
I'm
never
good
see
in a
it.
charity.
Yeah, and some people just aren't good, so that's why I started doing it. But then it's hard now because it's like I want to be like, well, if you're a little bit goth, why don't you try this outfit? If you're
That's
a bit
good.
rock and roll, do. But I can't. I feel like this sounds so lazy, but I don't. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just really hard to do it all because then you've got to make sure you get all the things, put all the outfits together. Hope that someone's going to model your size 8 clothes and someone's going to model your size 18 clothes. Take all the photos, edit all the photos, crop down all the photos, upload them, measure them all, put the information on.
Yeah.
And I know that's what it's all about, and it is, but there's just different things that get in the way, such as making sure you find the models. So at the moment, it's just kind of like, oh, you're going to model me for today. Actually, these are all the size 8 clothes that I've got. Please put them all on somehow, and then we'll take a photo and hope that someone buys it. But that I'm still confident. It doesn't stress me out because I'm just confident that that is a step in the right direction, and I will keep going to what I want to do in terms of like, like H&M. You have like your plain person or your mom or an older fashionable woman, or you have that divided section of the funky people, or even like they do a sporty bit as well.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what I want to offer, because I don't feel like no one shoot me, because there probably is a vintage brand that does this, but I haven't come across a vintage brand that kind of caters for all styles of people, because I want to make sustainable clothing accessible for everyone, essentially.
Yeah, and it is hard. You're totally right. Like, what I like about your images is I'm like, I like that, so it makes me then want to come and explore, because I'm like, I could probably find something. So you're finding something unique that you're not going to get anywhere else, and that's what I like, and that's why I like charity shops. I don't really. Okay, I've just actually bought, I will say this, off ASOS, a dress for a wedding. Yeah. But sometimes, like with me, like I don't know, do you find with certain body types they hold vintage well? Because like for me, like we were talking about this when we first met, I've got these funny hips and they're sort of like, I can't really bodycon. I sort of can only like, there's certain things like, do you help people like when you see their body shape and can you see upon meeting them, look, actually I think this would work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you able to?
Oh, yeah, that's a flat yes. Yes, I can do that.
So basically, I maybe need to come to you for a restyle because all my clothes are too big. My body's changed. Like, it's...
Well, this is the thing that I also want to be able to offer. That's why I feel like I need a shop to do it, is styling. Because I don't feel like... I wouldn't be like, say, if you came to me for styling, I wouldn't dress you how I think you should be dressed in terms of like, you might be like, oh, I hate green checks. And I'll be like, no, yeah, gok one here. Wear something big and baggy and put a belt on with it. Every time. That's classic gok.
This is going to bring out your waist and you're like, it's getting old now, babe.
Yeah, like just, we can do other things.
On a side note, sorry. I know Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
That one, she has these sick outfits, that lovely one, she has the black one, and then she wears the one with like the belt and it's like green. I'm like, what the fuck is that outfit?
Yeah, you know what, I do think that, but I do think it's always hard as well to judge with fashion, because like you can like look at that now and just think, oh, hideous.
It was shit at the time, I'm not gonna lie. But
then you just don't know, because like in 10 years time you might think, you know what, that is the look that I solely want to wear for the whole, like I've done similar things where I just think, you know what, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. I would not be caught dead wearing that. And then like the next year I'm like, put it on me. Like
it's true, it does change.
Okay, but I do know what you mean, and I will agree. So
you don't put the gok green check on if someone doesn't like green check.
It's just kind of like, I think if anything, you want someone to just feel comfortable. Because if I put you in something like I hate skirts, and I hate anything short, and anything like that's all kind of tight. I cannot.
Don't like tightness.
No, I don't even like really having. It's so weird. I don't like having arms and like neck out. Like I struggle wearing vest tops, not because of like body image. I don't feel like. You know, like I'm not self-conscious, but I just don't like it, and you can see it in my body language because I'm like, my shoulders are hunched, and I'm like, so I don't want to do that for people. I want them to
stand tall.
Yeah, so but it just be exploring different avenues. So like, if you came to me, or style me, I'd be like, do you like this colour? Do you like that colour? How would you usually dress? Show pictures of people, like, you know, do you like a classic Kate Moss rock girl look, or do you like, I don't know, do you like Stevie Nicks, or do you want to dress like Dua Lipa, or a mix of all three?
I literally change daily. I got my kilt, and some days I rock with my checkered shirts and my little boots, and then some days I'll have like a floral nice dress, and then summer I've got completely changed, like every day I'm something different.
I'm the same, and it baffles my mum because like I've
it's a
got
Scorpio thing, I think. Constant transformation.
Like I went out for my friend's sister's. It was the 21st, right in Liverpool, and I wore like it was a full long sleeve kind of to the floor.
I know which one.
Cow print dress,
class.
Was. And I just loved it.
I would do that. Yeah. I don't mind bold looks.
But then there's just some days where I'm like, literally, what is the plainest outfit I can pull together? Black. I do not want anyone to look at me. And my mum's always like, I don't understand, because you wear cow print dresses and I freaking love that dress. But like right today, I don't want to seem approachable to anyone. Like, don't talk to me. Not that I'm a negative person like that, but I just don't want to be seen. Yeah, it's a different.
So you're using your clothing, and I do this like today. I'm like, oh, this is bliss. This jump. Not even mine.
Don't you find though, some of the things that aren't yours are the things that suit you the most?
Yeah,
like you put it on,
depressing.
You think this is my jumper actually.
It's so true, and like I mean, for me, 100%. Like when I'm working, it's leggings. They've got to be a certain material. If it's lycra, I'm gonna gag. So
I love that. I will gag.
It's really hard. I can't wear Fabletics. I can't wear anything. They have to be like 78 quid Sweaty Betty, but they'll last me years. Or cotton, but then you get the saggy ass. You know,
and a saggy knee. I hate a
saggy knee. I've got a pair of saggy knees, and they're pajamas, and I go running in them at like they've got paint on them and everything, and I'll go running in them in the arbo at like 5 a.m. with like I have a big woolly hat on. I'll wear a big Mac. And I've got like saggy knee leggings. I've still got my bed socks on, like fluffy socks and trainers on. Honestly, I'll give people nightmares.
Things like that though, it doesn't matter how you look, it's just getting out and doing it really, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
But with clothes, definitely, like I have a stable of black leggings and I've got this baggy black top. I love it. It's from Forgotten Tribes. It's one of my favourite tops. But like, then I do like to wear something big and bold. And I think it depends how you feel, how you want to feel. Because I think the minute you say you put red lipstick on, you feel completely different.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, and I guess with clothing it's the same. So, but this is the thing. Like, I looked at all your clothes and was like, I love those, but don't see how I can fit them into my wardrobe where it is now.
Well, that's the thing, and I think it's also hard as well, because other people would say, I've got loads of clothes for seconds. I think I've got a small stock, because what you want from like second-hand clothing, it's like you might go, oh, look, that dress is amazing, but it's a size 22 and it's not going to fit you. So like it's just all chance really. Like it is a gamble essentially. So it's just hard as well to try and put together an outfit that's going to suit all different like types of audiences. That I've managed to get together, and they're all the same size, and all the rest of it, really.
Yeah, and also, people are seeing the image, and that image makes them feel a certain way. So it's not a loss if it's not the right clothes.
Well, that's the thing, really. I think there's something to be said about my whole aesthetic being a bit more bolder and brighter, rather than like you see some which are like, they like to call themselves true vintage, and I do get what they're saying. Like something from the 20s, like true vintage in that sort of respect. But true vintage is like if it's older than if it's 20 years old or older than that, then it is technically classed as true vintage. But some people like, something that looks like it's straight at the Victorian era. That's fine. Other people prefer like a bit more rock and roll, wearing like a tassely jacket, and that's fine. I like that sort of stuff too, and I would sell that stuff, but I kind of just want to sell everything essentially. But then I've got to try and make it a bit more pleasing to someone. Do you know if that makes sense?
Yeah,
like,
it's
if
hard
you are a rock
in
and
vintage.
roll
I've never
person.
thought about it.
Yeah.
Fashion is so subjective, and I've never really thought about it till now. Like, but who cares if you think you look good and you feel great? Fine.
Oh, definitely. Like, I do not care. Like going back to like Gawk and like, oh God, Trini and Susanna was the worst. And I used to watch it because I was well into fashion. And I used to think, sorry, Trini and Susanna, don't come for me if you listen to this podcast.
I don't think they are, babe. Well, same as Kim and Aggie. Can you come to me and sort these dogs out this thing?
But like you used to watch, and I used to like be really into fashion. My mum was really into fashion, which still is. And I'd watch it, and I'd think like what they said was truth, which was, if you've got a big bust, like they'd say it on a bigger lady, and they'd highlight the fact she's got a big bust, get it out, wear something V-neck, wear a belt to sit underneath it to accentuate. You don't have to do any of that. You can just wear whatever you want. Like my sister says to me, again, sorry, Livy or Amy, if you're listening to this, which they might or might not be, but like they'll be a bit more like, you're young, they might wish you'd get your legs out a bit more or something like that. They're not trying to be like, get your legs out, that sounds weird, but just, it's a bit fun, whatever. And I do get where they're coming from, but I just don't like doing it. I'd rather wear a big baggy top, big baggy trousers.
How much do you think of these decisions by Kim and Aggie and other women when they look at fashion? Because I've done this and I still do it with my relationship. How will this make me more attractive? And how will this make the man in my life feel?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at Pretty Little Thing.
Okay.
Or let's look at Misguided. No offence, but I've bought stuff on there before.
Yeah.
But a lot of that, I'm like, yes, empowering for some women, but also for some women, and I've been there, how many men is this going to attract?
Yes,
Okay, we're going down this path.
We'll go down. I don't really know where to start with it though, because it's hard for me being with Dan, because he's not very, like, if I wore a tight dress or something like that, he'd be, his eyes would pop out of his head. But I can wear something big and baggy and his eyes pop out of his head. So I'm quite lucky in that respect.
I think I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Like that.
And I think Dan would prefer me to... Not that I do what I want.
Yeah.
And he knows that. And he likes that. But anyway, I feel like... it's hard because to say things like this, I'm not shaming anyone. Do what you want.
Yeah.
But you see some people, they wear the shortest black skirt they can find and they buy black because they think it's flattering. And they'll wear, those bodysuits that are in that look like underwear. They're fab as well. And they'll buy a black one of that because black's flattering. Mm-hmm. But, they got their arms, the chest, the things showing off the bum, their legs are out. And because that they want to attract someone who would be attracted to them wearing that outfit. Like, whatever you wear, you're kind of like projecting, like, do you know what I mean?
It's a choice of identity, but also I think sometimes you see that and that's fine, but sometimes they don't look comfortable, and I'm like, don't look comfortable.
Well, that's the other thing, like, and if you're wearing that outfit, say, which I've just described, because you want someone who finds that kind of outfit attractive, like, obviously what you put out to the world is what you want to get back. So if you're wearing that outfit, you're basically saying, I don't want a hipster guy to come up to me in the club, probably. Do you know what I mean? Like, not saying that's definitely it, but that's how I'd interpret it. But then you do get some people, and they're just wearing that because they just want to be wanted, and I think then that's the issue. And I don't know
big
where
thing,
we're even
isn't it?
going on this now.
Well,
I've
it was
lost
me,
it. I
I'm
completely
close.
lost it. I was like,
It's our identity and our choice. We're going down the path of choosing what you want to put out to the world as a symbol of your unconscious.
I'm back in the game, yeah.
Your unconscious thing, you know, like, and I do it. So it can either be empowering or disempowering, depending. So with Alex, for example, I can say this. I have certain clothes. You know, some things that I think this is going to make his eyes pop out his head. He's like, says nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And then things I've put on, I've got this £3. It's an old H&M number. It was a few years ago. I got it for £3 in a charity because it was 20 quid at the time. I didn't want to pay it. And it's just a white tunic with baggy belts. It's not bell sleeves. You want the gather?
Yes, yeah.
Bell sleeves. And it gathers there. It's got just orange detailing down, just a white smock tunic. And it ties up. But it comes off my shoulder and I wear it off my shoulder. And it's sort of like, I'm a bitch babe.
Yeah.
And I wear it when I'm on holiday. First night I wore it, he was like, his eyes popping out his head. He's like, you look like a Spanish goddess. And I was just like, and so it's on.
Yeah.
When I wore my red kilt, it's like, boom. Because the red kilt is my piece, but it gets old, you've got to put...
There is something in everyone's wardrobe, it's just your piece.
Your
like,
sex piece.
Yeah, so for you, I'm cracking out the kilt tonight.
Yeah, with my knee-high black boots and a little black crop, hoop earrings, standard. And timeless.
Yeah,
and
so
it's actually
timeless,
a red vintage kilt. It's from an actual... It's a proper kilt from a kilt place.
It's the one
that I wore,
it's very nice.
And you can day to night. It's one of my
it's one of those pieces.
Yeah, but then I've got like this dress. I might have bought like a nice dress, and it's like floral, and I'm like, it looks really good. And I'm like, wow, like I didn't realise this would look so good on me, and I was even like, am I too old for this? And no response. So I'm using my clothing sometimes, like I don't need to, because I could approach him in a certain manner and get something from him. But I think there's a difference when I'm wearing this to how I approach. No, actually, I probably could get him anyway. But I think just putting clothes on is an invitation, whether we know it or not.
Yeah, but
what invitation are we sending?
A weird invitation for like random men in the club to touch you.
But
like,
sometimes it is, and I am not saying it's an excuse for men to touch you up, but it's shit that we can't wear. Like I wear when I go out, sometimes I've got my kilt, and that drives men insane for some weird reason I don't want to know. But like I've got a black crop always, and then I've got these sequin La Bamba shorts. They're the Elsie and Fred ones.
Oh, cute, yeah.
They look great, and they're timeless, and I love wearing them when I'm out dancing because they're great. And I wear them with like a waist belt, sometimes on knee-high boots. It just depends how I'm feeling. And you do attract attention, and by doing that, men have thought it's okay to literally like feel me up. Whereas if I was wearing this, would they feel me up?
You know what? Some of the men I know, they probably... Well, not that I don't personally
It's when you go down Wolverhampton.
But it's interesting, because I'm always really interested in the psychological effects of fashion. So you saying about your shorts from Elsie and Fred, so... You know, sequiny. Did you say there was?
The sequin tassel shorts. So they're flattering, but I feel like.
And like,
amazing.
what colour are they?
Silver.
Well,
I had black.
I thought they'd be but it's like I'm not a fashion psychologist. I wish I was. That would be something I'd love to do.
I mean, I think you are anyway by examining how fashion works. You don't need a degree. Do you know what I mean?
But I feel like with things like that, people look at you, men or women. And you associate that with kind of like maybe like a carnival vibe. Therefore, you associate that with like fun. You associate colour with fun, sequins, just funness. So people look at you like, oh, you're fun. You're up for a laugh. I'm going to touch your bum because you'll laugh about it. And it's like, no, I am fun, but that's not fun for me. Even if Channing Tatum touched my bum, like don't do that just because I'm wearing my sequin shorts.
It's just a boundary violation.
Yeah,
isn't it?
but I think that is it with whatever people wear. I think there's some kind of psychological thing behind it. And again, like men and tartan skirts, there's something there. And I could go into it, but I'm not going to do it because I think we all know. But it is, there's just something there, isn't there? Really. But again, I've lost track.
It's fine. It does. It's because there's so much there, and like it's a really loaded subject. Like I know that I can walk up when I want to get work done. Monday to Friday, I look like a piece of shit usually, because I'm like, hoodies up, leggings on, I'll wear the weirdest clothes, like as in a big £6 Mac I got from a shop. It's a ski jacket, I just load it in the pockets, I put my Doc Martens on, and I just always got my hood up. Like, I've always got my hood up when I'm out in Warsaw, and that's just because, like, you don't want to attract attention really in Warsaw, but, you know, I'll get in the coffee shop, keep my head down, do my work, hood up, walk back, and I'll have times where I've gone swimming, I've not even showered after swim baths, I've washed the chlorine off, I've put my hat on, and I get on with it, but I feel like, I don't feel great, I'll be honest, but it means that I'm just knuckling down and getting my work done.
But then I think there's a correlation as well with your attitude is like head down, so more inconspicuous. So like your attitude's head down, so your attitude towards work's going to be more head down. Like for me, like we was talking the other day, and the girls from uni that I met up with over the weekend, they were like, "Oh, if I was you, I'd be doing work in bed. I'd wear my pyjamas all day, but I can't do. I have to get up. I have to put.
No, because it's an official. I am working pyjamas. I'd do fuck all.
Yeah, I need to get up. I need to have a shower. I need to put at least some mascara on, and I can
That's
go out in public.
My lashes.
Yeah, I can go out in public with like no makeup on. It's not about that. It's just set for the day, so I can't sit and rub my eyes like I'm in work mode. I go into my little office type of way. Like I can't wear something that's creased. Like I have to wear.
No.
It's a bit dramatic, really, but that's just the way I work.
No, I do. I still don't wear dirty clothes, and I still wouldn't wear them creased. And if something like I had coats and stuff, but I generally like to feel clean.
Yeah.
Alex says that's weird about me. It's like the feeling. What makes us feel sexy and empowered is so different for other people. Like a Pisces might not give a crap. They could. I'm not saying this, but like stereotypical Pisces, they might not care too much. They just chuck it on, whatever. Some of them they don't even care how clean they are and stuff. This is not just Pisces, but I'm saying like a Taurus is in the experience. It's the experiencing of beauty and comfort. So we can't actually feel very calm and at ease without having that sense of. A Virgo, for example, if they're dirty, if they're not clean, if the environment's not nice, they probably, and same with Taurus, if the environment's shitty, you probably can't work properly. So they're all ways
totally correct,
that we are creating body comfort.
Yeah.
And the same with fashion.
But I think that's interesting you saying that as well, because that comes back to like the sexiness thing that we was talking about. Like, so for me as well, I can not wear anything and feel sexy, because I've obviously just said, like, I can't get certain bits of my body out or whatever, and that's fine. But, like, I can't do, and it doesn't even link to sexiness, but, like, say if Dan's, like, spontaneous night out, should we hit up the pub? It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but give me an hour and a half. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I want to sit there and I just want to do my eyebrows and I want to coat my eyelashes lash by lash, and then that is me out to the world ready to go. But that's not like a sexy thing, but I could look exactly the same by just doing it all in 10 minutes, but I haven't done that ritual, so I don't feel confident. Maybe, I don't know.
It's about your because I think it's a feminine ritual. It's returning to the self. How are we caring for ourselves, and how does that make us feel? And it's like self-love. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I want to retract my things on the Pisces. It feels slightly harsh, but I do notice that about Pisces. There's less. It's a more wishy-washy. They could just go out on a whim. I couldn't do that. But no, I need to pick my outfit, and I like to make sure I've feel good. If I feel like in any way not good, I don't feel in a sexual way, and that can be to my clothes. But I think the big thing is, if it's a feeling of trying to find something through the way we dress, it ain't going to happen. But if it's something coming from the inwards outwards, that's different.
Yeah, that's
conscious clothing in all the ways.
In all ways. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's good. Very nice.
So I feel like we've explored a lot. If people are still listening by now.
I've kind of forgotten what we've spoken about. I'll listen to this back and be like, oh yeah.
It's nice. Love listening to yourself. I'll do you a lovely intro as well. Because I always do. But do you want to finish by telling people what services you offer, how they can get in contact with you? Say someone's listening to this and be like, I really want to kind of rock vintage, but I never know how. Like, how can they get in touch with you? How can they find out about your events or order from you and those things?
It's literally all on the website. So I've got a section on the website for just clothing. I want to get a bit more down into the blog side. I've done one. Need to do some more. Got a lot of inspiration, but it's just sitting down, pen to paper type thing. There's a let's chat on there, so I'm always available for any like tips. But you can always like message the Second Seconds Instagram directly as well. Events are on my Instagram and on my website as well.
Are you doing the Body Bros in May?
Yeah, I'm doing the Buddha Bros in May. I'm doing the International Women's Day. Are you doing?
When's that?
8th of March.
Is that for Asha? No.
I don't know that. It's for the Lotus Sanctuary.
No. I'm doing a different one.
Okie doke.
Okay, so they're all on your website?
Yeah, all on the website.
Okay.
So.
And, sorry about the dogs. What was I going to say? There was something actually I was going to say. And are you open to like podcasts and things like that?
Yeah, I'm open to. Sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But I'm open to anything really. I did want to try and start a bit of a podcast myself.
I'll help you.
Yeah, like you just like I just need to. Well, there's so many things I want to do. I just feel like this just needs to take a back burner. But
just hit record.
Yeah, well, that's it really. But yeah, open to anything.
Good.
Basically. And
one last thing, because it downloaded into my head. Have you thought about doing vintage wedding dresses?
Yes. They're not just wedding dresses,
because I want one for when I get married.
Oh, I'll start looking for you then.
Boho.
But that would come because I want to do that, and I want to do. I'd love the opportunity to buy up, because I see loads of them, prom dresses, not just your standard ones, but any kind of like prom dress, and kind of be able to rent them out at a really cheap price. Because I know when I did my prom, and there was girls with £500 prom dresses, and to look back on it was ridiculous. But you feel a bit like at the time, like what the hell? Yeah, like mine was 50
Here in the
quid.
UK, it's like prom is something strange because it's just not very. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I always describe prom here because, like in America, I feel like it's a bit more of a thing.
Yeah, and it makes a bit more sense over there.
Whereas here, it's just been plonked here, and you have like. A prom when you leave year 6 to go into high school.
I didn't have that.
Well, oh, did you not?
No,
well,
we had a disco at the Killock.
Well, I had a disco as well, but a lot of other people know had limos and things. Then you have a prom leaving high school, and then you have a prom like summer sixth forms. So that's
did have that one.
Yeah, they'll have a prom then, and then you have like a bit of a uni, but that's not quite prom.
No,
but I feel like a spaceship came over and just like. Through prom at the UK, and it just
we weren't ready for
it just doesn't sit well. Like you have proms at like weird working men's clubs, some people, and it's like, what is this all about? What's the need?
The prom Jan at the Chuckery.
Yeah, just something
and
like
people pulling up in limos to the like shitty old men's clubs.
Yeah, and
it's like old men drinking, and it's like. What, 99p for vodka and lemonade?
Something like that. So that's the way I always describe it. But nonetheless, I would like people to feel happy. And like I know that some people aren't even in a position to buy a £10 dress. So I just want to be able to do.
My prom dress was £10.
Yeah, well, good for you. Like that's all you need to spend on prom, though. That's what I think anyway. Like it doesn't need to be like I didn't get my hair and makeup done on the day. Like so, but some people do. But I just want it to be a bit more accessible to people. So but that'd come after having the shop. So in over 2 years' time, I'll do wedding dresses and prom dresses and different things.
If I get married before, highly unlikely, but
well, you never know. You could. You put it out into the universe.
I have actually said the date I want to get proposed.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
It's getting specific.
It's to talk about things like that to me. Like other people would be like well into the convo, but it's hard for me because I'm just not that bothered. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's important to me because of my childhood. Yeah.
like I'm not one of those
Yeah.
people that are so miserable about why would you want to get married. It's
Yeah,
just,
I never thought I would. Yeah,
it's never on my radar, and no doubt, tomorrow I might wake up and be hell bent on it. I don't know.
Scorpio
but
life, man.
Oh God, yeah.
Constantly changing.
I know, but like right now, it's just
Yeah.
I don't know, nothing to me.
It's totally cool. Cool. So we've established that we shouldn't be doing prom in social clubs. Basically, that Pisces are all tramps. Yeah, we're gonna get loads of love for this podcast.
Yeah, we hate Trini and Susanna.
Well, they're not. I mean, yeah.
Well, I do. They were mean to the women.
I honestly can't remember their faces. They've morphed into Kim and Aggie in my mind.
It's all the same. It's all the same.
We should have talked on the difference between American and UK fashion, but...
Oh, well, you know what, next podcast?
Yeah, you might get some orders over from the States now.
Who knows?
Because British fashion's pretty cool.
Well, we like to think, don't we? Who knows? Other people might look at us and be like, what's going on over there?
Well, they already do.
Yeah, well.
We got,
Not us, though.
Brexit, that's another conversation.
God, yeah, that's another one.
With the pit of Europe. Never mind. Or rather, pit of... I mean, I don't know why England think they're so great. Like...
We're just like, we closed one chapter of the podcast, now we're going to open it back.
So let's say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for coming on. And guys, if you want to know any more, I will link the things in the show notes. You should definitely check out her website. There are so many nice clothes. And if I'm going to go on and take the plunge and be buying myself some nice vintage, and I'm going to experiment. So I think, why not do it too? And reach out, give her a follow, give her a like, share this, subscribe, enjoy, share it with your fashion friends. I know I will be. Thank you so much.
Bye, thank you. I don't know what to say.
Just don't say anything.
We'll cut that bit off.
You say it best when you say nothing at all.